Are you thinking of moving to Bellmore, New York, but don't really know where everything is? In this video, I'm going to show you where all the amenities, services, and attractions are here in Bellmore, New York. I'll show you where all the shops, restaurants, parks, beaches, and schools are. But before we get started, my name is Anthony Labella. I'm a local realtor here in Bellmore, New York with eXp Realty. If you're thinking of moving here, give me a call, shoot me a DM. I'll leave all my information in the description below. Also, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any future real estate content I put out here. Anyway, let's get into this video. All right, Bellmore, New York. Let's do this. So Bellmore is here on the south shore of Long Island, a little west of the Wantagh State Parkway here, and east of New Bridge Road here. So here is Bellmore. Now, Bellmore is split up into two separate areas. You have Bellmore proper, which is everywhere south of Wantagh Avenue, which runs about here. And then you have North Bellmore, which runs from Wantagh Avenue all the way up to North Jerusalem Road. So that's delineated here as North Bellmore. So we have Bellmore here. We have Manhattan here to the west. It's about 25 miles. 25 miles due east of Manhattan. Here on the South Shore. Okay, so first we'll cover transportation. So as I mentioned earlier, it's pretty easy to get around here in Bellmore. If you are looking to get anywhere, you have a number of main roads to travel on. To basically, everyone jokes around, everything takes 20 minutes on Long Island, but there's a reason for that. So you have on the eastern side of Bellmore, you have the Wantagh State Parkway. Here to the east, you also have the Meadowbrook Parkway here to the west. Okay, and then intersecting that, you have Sunrise Highway, which is Route 27, but everyone calls it Sunrise Highway. Not really a highway though. That's, you know, a lot of traffic lights, but it's about it's a very busy road. And this is also where the Long Island Railroad runs along as well. Then we also have the Southern State Parkway here. And if I zoom out and to the north here, you would connect to the Long Island Expressway here to 495. So also from here, you also have JFK Airport. You would take either Sunrise Highway straight down. There's JFK International Airport. That's about a 35. And this all depends on traffic and when you leave your house, so don't hold me to it. But with, you know, normal traffic to light traffic, you're looking at about 30 minutes, 30 to 35 minutes. And then, of course, if there's one accident somewhere, it could take you, you know, up to an hour. Then you also have LaGuardia Airport here. And that would be about 45 minutes to an hour. And then over here to the east, which is about 40 minutes, you have MacArthur Airport over here. And you can find a number of discounted or less expensive flights down to Florida, Palm Beach. So you really have the choice of 3 airports here. Now let's get into the Long Island Railroad. The Long Island Railroad to Manhattan is right here on Sunrise Highway, Route 27. And that is about a 45 to 50-minute ride into either Grand Central or Penn Station. Depending on which trains you take and at what time of the day, sometimes you might have to change to Jamaica or you'll have a direct run. So about 45 to 50 minutes. So it's all very convenient. All right, now moving on to supermarkets. If you are closer to South Bellmore, you have King Cullen right here on Sunrise Highway. Okay, and then in North Bellmore, you have Stop and Shop. There's also a Stop and Shop in Merrick right over here. And there is a Whole Foods out here in Massapequa as well. if you want to take Sunrise Highway a little further out to the east. Let's zoom in a little bit. So we have the King Cullen there, and then a bit to the east on Jerusalem, you also have North Shore Farms. So that's a really nice local store as well for some specialties. Okay, so now we're going to move on to restaurants in the area and shopping. So one of the really nice things about Bellmore is its proximity to really good restaurants. There's a lot of good local cuisine, a lot of seafood because we're close to the water. A majority of the restaurants in Bellmore are on Merrick Road, which runs east to west. Okay, and then you also have a number of restaurants on Bedford Avenue. There's a little shopping area, walkable area here on Bedford Avenue. There are a number of different restaurants, all types of cuisines on Bedford Avenue as well. And you can find restaurants all along Bellmore. You can find restaurants throughout Merrick. And Merrick Road really is the home to a lot of these restaurants. Also, when you cross over the Wantagh Parkway and you go to Wantagh Avenue, you will find a ton of nice restaurants right here by the Wantagh train station as well. So you just have to drive over here on Merrick Road and head north, or just head east here on Route 27. There are also some nice restaurants on the water if you want some waterfront dining. There's Villa d'Aqua here in South Bellmore, and you also have Salt on the water over in Merrick. And then, of course, if you go down to Freeport here on the if you head west down to Freeport, you can head down to the Nautical Mile and find a ton of restaurants on the mile here, nightclubs, bars. It's really happening scene. It's really nice to head over there as well if you want some waterfront dining. As we head north in Bellmore, you will also find a number of restaurants and shops along Bellmore Avenue, which is here, and a number of shopping areas and restaurants here on Jerusalem. Okay, so now on to beaches and marinas. So we have Bellmore here, and you have access to famous Jones Beach State Park here, and you can access that via the Wantagh State Parkway to the south here, and you can also access that through the Meadowbrook Parkway here. So you have Jones Beach State Park here. Also here you have Nikon Theater, Jones Beach Theater. Great place to watch live music in the spring and summertime and maybe early fall. They have great lineups posted every year, really easy to get to. Of course, if the weather is nice and it's a weekend, Saturday and Sunday, you should, of course, expect extra traffic. But it usually takes about 15 minutes to get down there. You can also take the Meadowbrook Parkway here over the Loop Parkway to Nickerson Beach Park, where there are a number of beach clubs with cabanas, so you don't have to, carry all of your beach gear back to the house all the time. You can leave it there in a locker over the summer, or a full cabana if you choose to rent that. You also have Point Lookout here. Has a lot of really nice little restaurants on the water, on the bay side of the water as well. Really nice to go visit. And then you have Long Beach, which is a nice beach town, a lot of nice shops, nice long boardwalk to walk across, and a number of shops and restaurants both on Long Beach and up here in Island Park. And that's really easy to get to, either along Sunrise Highway and then heading south, or you can go down the Meadowbrook and then go along the main road to Long Beach and Island Park. So it's really nice, and it's really easy to get to a lot of these amenities and restaurants and shops. For marinas is the Nautical Mile. So if you go to Freeport, as I mentioned earlier, for restaurants on the Nautical Mile, and here in Freeport, there are a number of marinas where you can keep your boat. A lot of people on the waterfront here in Bellmore have their own little docks and slips, but if you don't live on the water, you can have your boat docked here in Freeport, and there are a number of marinas here up here in the northern part of this peninsula here in Bellmore. Okay. In addition to those marinas, there's also a boat launch. If you want to put your boat, if you have your boat on a trailer, you can trailer your boat here to Wantagh Park, and there's a boat launch right here with plenty of parking, a washdown station, and you can launch your boat or jet skis here at the boat launch in Wantagh Park. And you would access that by going east on Merrick Road and then down the little side road here next to the Wantagh Parkway into the park. And you can launch your boat from there as well. And then here, there are a number of marinas here in Seaford as well, right over the other side of the Wantagh Parkway in the next town over from Wantagh, which is Seaford, but all very close to each other. Okay, now we'll move on to parks in Bellmore. So one of the beautiful things about living in Bellmore is really the multitude of parks and attractions that you can visit that are provided by the town. So first I'll start off with Twin Lakes Preserve. So this is situated right here by Sunrise Highway. It goes a little to the south of Sunrise as well as north. And this is absolutely beautiful. If you want to enjoy nature, walk through the park, there's a lot of walking trails, running trails. It's really beautiful and very scenic. And your Twin Lakes, you have your lakes over here, your small little lakes. It's really nice and serene to stroll over there. Additionally, you have Newbridge Road Park here in the south. And Newbridge Road Park is really nice. They have a pool, they have softball fields, basketball courts, playgrounds, a huge pool, a huge ice skating rink, which you can go in year round. And then at the very tip of the of Newbridge Road Park here is a nice dog park. Okay. And then moving on from that, we have Wantagh Park, which I mentioned earlier, which is here on the western side of the Wantagh Parkway. And here in Wantagh Park, you have a lot of beautiful fields, a lot of walking trails. You also have a nice dog park right here. You have an outdoor skating rink. And then in the summertime, there's a really nice pool that also has water slides and a nice walking trails where you can get some nice air and walk along the water down at the southern end of Wantagh Park as well. But just going back to the dog parks, you have the dog park here, and you also have a dog park here at Newbridge Road Park if you have little furry friends. And as I mentioned earlier, you also have the boat launch here. So it's just a really nice place to spend the day. And then on the other side of the Wantagh Parkway, you have Cedar Creek Park. And what's really nice about Cedar Creek Park is, really nice walking trails as well. If you fly radio-controlled airplanes, you could do that over here. And one of the nice things about Cedar Creek Park as well is that there is, let me just get rid of all my drawings here. You can ride your bike through Cedar Creek Park, and there's a trail that will take you down along the bicycle path on the Wantagh State Parkway, and you can ride your bike all the way down here to Jones Beach, and then go east or west and just really enjoy the nice weather in the spring and summertime. I mean, you can go anytime, but I personally wouldn't be taking my bike in the winter, but that's just me. Okay, now we're moving on to schools in Bellmore. So we're going to start in the south. We'll start with the elementary schools. So if you're living in the south, you have Shore Road Elementary School. If you are living a little further north, you are going to have Sawmill Elementary, you have Dinkelmeyer Elementary, and you have Park Avenue Elementary, as well as Newbridge Road Elementary, Newbridge Elementary as well. Then moving on to the middle schools. So the elementary schools are K through 6. And then you have your middle schools. So let's go through those. You have Grand Avenue Middle School here. That's where mostly everyone in Bellmore goes for middle school. And then you have the high schools. So if you are living a little further south, you will probably be zoned for JFK High School, which is here in the south of Bellmore. If you are a little further north, you will be zoned probably for MEPM. Full name is Wellington C. MEPM High School, but everyone just calls it MEPM. So I hope this map tour helps. Let me know if you have any questions. If you're thinking about moving to Bellmore, please give me a call. Happy to help you. 516-765-7090. Again, my name is Anthony Labella with eXp Realty. Talk to you soon. Take care.